Yay! So it's 8:02 and here we are. I am Julie, and I'm super excited because we have so many new people that are just curious and coming on board, and I have a lot of things that I want to share with you. First of all, I just want to acknowledge the fact that I know that time is precious. It's a really precious resource, especially for those of us who are, managing families and work schedules and all that kind of stuff. So I really want to acknowledge the gift that you're giving me by giving me your time right now. So I really, truly do appreciate that. And I hope that by the end of this call that you're going to feel like you got a gift in return, in that you have some information and potentially a really great resource that you can use to feel amazing. So hang tight, and we're gonna dig in. We're gonna spend about 40 minutes together, 30 to 40 minutes. This system that we're using will kick us off at 40 minutes. So we're gonna get it all in as fast as we can within that 40 minutes without just totally overwhelming everyone. I'm going to share a bunch of information with you. I'm going to introduce you to some pretty cool people that I've gotten to know along this process, which is one of the biggest gifts for me. And you'll get to hear their stories because, kind of boring listening to me talk the whole time. And I just ask that you listen with an open mind and some healthy curiosity. So here we go. For those of you who are new to this platform, just so you know, at the bottom of your screen, there is a little chat bubble. If you click on that, you'll open up the chat window that is, for me, it's on the right. I don't know if it's for everybody on the right, but for me, it's on the right. You can chat, type questions in there, and if I can answer them, or if anybody who's on our team is, that we've got lots of really awesome people here. There's Patty, she's waving, who can answer questions along the way. So that's just a super convenient way to quick type in a question or a thought or a, aha, whatever it may be. So that's the chat window. And then before I get started, I just want to lay down a little disclaimer for you, because that's what we do. No one product can single-handedly remedy, treat, or diagnose any sort of medical issue. So we are not doctors. We are not diagnosing anything or curing anything. But when you use this system that that I'm going to share with you, in conjunction with a balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle, amazing things can happen. Really amazing things can happen. And you're going to hear some of those amazing things in a little bit. So what I like to tell people is that it truly is a body balancing program. And when the body is in balance, the body does what it was magically and beautifully designed to do. So we want to do all that we can to create balance in the body. So as we start, because there are so many new people here, I want to just take a second to introduce myself to you and share a little bit about how I came to this system and this group of amazing people that have both introduced me to the system and come in behind me. So pretty cool. So I'm Julie. I live in New Jersey, and I know we've got people from across the globe, or at least across the country, that are on this call. I went on my first diet when I was 14 years old. I very vividly remember it because I was with my mom and we were doing it together, and it was awkward, and I had to walk from my high school across the parking lot to this diet center that literally all the people in my high school or middle school could see when I walked across the parking lot that I was going there. It was mortifying, but that was the first of many, many diets. So I've done them all. I've tried everything. Literally you could name one and I have done it. So that was, and it was years that was for me. After I had my third child, who was a girl, I had two boys and a girl, I had this feeling that it's time for me to show up for myself in my life, and also to show up for her, because I didn't want to lead her down that same path that I went on. So I got certified as a personal trainer. I started working out in the gym a lot, and I really loved being there. So I got certified as a personal trainer. I worked as a personal trainer for 6 years. In that process, I got really curious about nutrition because I saw over and over and over again, people were coming to the gym and working their tail off and not getting results. And myself, I was not consistently feeling good. I was still in that yo-yo phase. Even as a personal trainer, I was still going up and down and up and down. So I dove headfirst into nutrition. And I did all things nutrition. I did certifications and seminars and mastermind groups and, I don't know, like retreats, you name it. Again, I did it. Like I became a full-on nutrition junkie. And I had an insatiable appetite. Like I couldn't cure that hunger because I kept feeling like there was something missing. There was something that I didn't know that I needed to know in order to help people. And I was making it really hard and really complicated for myself. I started my private practice as a nutrition coach in, I don't know what year it was, about 6 years ago. And since then, I've helped hundreds of people learn what it means to take really good food and fuel your body with it, and why it's important to do that. Because every single year, our cells regenerate, and our body rebuilds itself, and we want to rebuild ourselves from the best possible things. But it's hard. It's hard to do that with real food. Not real food. It's hard to do that. We want to do that with real food, but it's hard to do that with food and still have time for everything else in your life. So fast forward to 2 years ago, I was, okay, now I've been on every diet. I'm a personal trainer. I have a nutrition business. 2 years ago, I was the heaviest I've ever been, like heavier than I was when I was full-term pregnant. And that was not a good place for me to be. Certainly I felt like a total fraud in my business. I wasn't healthy myself. So how could I help other people be healthy? And I was facing a personal health crisis. My hormones were out of whack. I was in chronic pain. I was fighting with adrenal issues, super tired all the time. And I was facing major surgery. So it was like rock bottom for me. And then I just remembered my friend Patty, who I had met in nutrition school, 4 years prior to that, had been whispering in my ear about this thing that she was doing and these products that she was using and this amazing system that balances the body. And I put my hand to her every single time she said it. I just cut her off and was like, nope, not doing that. I do real food only, and I'm not doing that. At that point, and prior to me feeling crappy, I wanted nothing to do with that. I love Patty, but I wanted nothing to do with that. So fast forward to this time when I was feeling really bad and I was in this personal health crisis, I called her up. I was like, you know what? It's time. And I called her and I said, I'm ready. And those 3 words, I'm going to get a little weepy, but those 3 words, I am ready, literally changed my life. They changed my body. They changed my relationship with my husband. They changed my relationship with life. Like they changed my business. I can't so thank you, Patty. So the system that we use is Isagenix. It's an amazing, amazing company. They just turned 15 years old this year. So it's a company that's been around for a while, and it's a company whose integrity I can fully stand behind as somebody who is a full-fledged, self-proclaimed nutrition geek, because they really, really do care about their products and what they put in their products. In my first month, when I went to Patty and I said, I am ready, I jumped in, I did their 30-day system. In that first month, I lost 23 pounds. It was like magical. And I didn't go to the gym because I was so sick. I couldn't really go to the gym. So that was just with making simple changes to my food. Over the rest of that year, I lost another 7 pounds about. So it was about 30 pounds of weight loss total. And for the past 2 years, I've maintained that within 5 pounds or so. Consistently, and I still go out and I have dinners with friends and I drink wine with my husband and I'll have ice cream in the summertime with my kids. I do all that stuff because my body is now balanced. So I didn't cut calories. I didn't deprive myself. I didn't kill myself in the gym. To my very pleasant surprise, the shakes, there's a meal replacement shake that's sort of a pillar of this system. The shakes were a small but amazing part of the system. They taste amazing, and they're not all you eat. That was my feeling in my head, was like, oh, all I'm going to have is shakes, and that's going to be crazy. I don't want to do that. And the more my body came back into balance, the more I could eat. Like I actually could eat more. I could go on vacation. We went to the Caribbean and I had this amazing vacation, and I came home lighter than I had when I left, and I did everything I wanted to do on vacation. I drank cocktails on the beach, but it was because my body was balanced. So Isagenix addresses 3 key things that I tell people keep us sick or make us healthy. So these 3 key things are toxicity, nutritional depletion, and stress. These are the 3 biggies. So starting with toxicity, like we are toxic. Americans, the world is a toxic place to live in. Studies show that people are suffering from increasing numbers of diseases of toxicity. So those are like, anything that's inflammation related, because toxicity creates inflammation in the body. And it's inflammation is sort of the foundation for disease. So we can't hide from toxins. We can do all we can. We can eat organic. We can buy the best quality products for our homes. We can live in beautiful, areas that are rich with trees, and we don't spray on our grasses and all that stuff, but we still can't hide from it. It's in the water that we drink. And if it's not the water we drink, it's the water we shower in. It's in the air that we breathe. It's in our food. It's in our cosmetics, our cleaning supplies, our carpets, our mattresses. It's everywhere. And not to freak you out, because I don't necessarily want to freak you out, but it's true. It's just something that's true, and it's necessary to know that the toxins are everywhere. The average person has 167 toxins in their body at any given moment. So that's a lot. And in a perfect world, our body would do the job that it does so beautifully. Our detoxification system, the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys, the skin, the lungs, they would do their job and eliminate those toxins. But because there's so many, there's too many for the body to process all by itself all at once. So what happens is, our lovely, lovely fat cells, people hate fat cells, but I'm going to tell you, we want to love them because they do us a really big favor. They grab hold of those toxins, they encapsulate them, and they hold them for us. So they don't just fly freely around the body and wreak all kinds of havoc. What happens over time is that the fat cells expand because they're holding all these toxins, and then we expand, right? Because we're overloaded with toxins. And if we're not processing them and we're not being careful about how we treat our bodies, lots of things happen. We go out of balance. Our cells can't absorb nutrients because they're so busy holding on to toxins. Our fat cells don't shrink away because they're so busy holding on to toxins. And what happens is, the more that we cut calories, like if we're feeling overweight, or if we're feeling like, we've read something that says, oh, you should cut out this whole food group because it's going to make you perform better in the gym, or whatever it is, the more we cut out nutrients from our diet, in the beginning, maybe you will see results. Maybe you'll start to lose a little bit of weight, or you'll start to feel a little bit better. But then as soon as the body shrinks and those fat cells shrink, the toxins that are inside those fat cells that have not been addressed are condensed. They're like stuck in there, and they're really tight in there. And so the brain sends a really powerful message to the entire hormonal system to eat food and stop moving. It's why we don't have energy, and it's why we're hungry, and it's why we binge, or why we sabotage our results, because the brain is actually trying to protect you by making your fat cells bigger so that there's more storehouse for your toxins. So that's like a pretty amazing thing. And when I learned that, I actually learned that a long time ago when I was doing my nutrition work. But when I learned that there's a system that's super yummy and super easy and super fun, because I get to hang out with really cool people, I was like, well, that's really a no-brainer. So a toxic body is going to hold on to weight. It's going to have decreased performance. It's going to have a hard time recovering. It's going to age faster. Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to slow down aging. It's going to be less flexible. You're going to feel stiffer and tighter, and like lots of other things like chronic illness and chronic pain and stuff like that. So we want to address toxicity for sure. The second key thing is that nutritional deficiency that I was talking about in the beginning. The food we eat today is vastly different than the food that our grandparents ate. A bowl of spinach today has a tiny fraction of the nutrients and the minerals of a bowl of spinach from 40 years ago. So we have to eat a lot of organic food, right? If we're going to do food without toxins, but we have to eat a lot of it in order for it to give our cells what it really, really needs. And organic food is expensive, and We don't have like time to make that much food, and who wants to eat that much spinach? So, I mean, I love spinach. It's probably my favorite green vegetable, but I don't want to eat 12 bowls of it at any given time. Our topsoils are depleted because they're over farmed, they've been sprayed, they've been overused, and the plants that we eat take up minerals from our soil. So if the soils are depleted, it would make sense that the plants are depleted. The other problem is a lot of our plant products, our produce products, are shipped and stored over periods of time. So the enzymes, like as soon as that, we really want to be ideally eating our plants as soon as they're picked, because that's when the enzymes are most intact. If once they're picked and stored and shipped, the enzymes aren't there anymore. So our body really can't use them. We need enzymes to use our nutrients. So that's a pitch for shopping and eating local. So that's the nutritional depletion. So here's the, like I said, the interesting thing is when we start to cut nutrients, the body becomes more toxic. So we don't want to do that. So those two things, toxicity and nutritional density, are directly related to each other. And then the third thing is stress. That was the third key. We are so busy, right? And if I were to sit here and tell you that you need to cook all this food and do all the shopping and eat 12 bowls of spinach, and you need to feed your metabolism every 3 hours throughout the course of the day, which may for you mean eating 6 times a day. It is for me. And I love eating, so 6 times a day makes me super happy. But that's stressful, right? Like, who has time for that? So I don't want to do that. I want to give you a system that's going to alleviate the stress, or at least not going to add to the stress in your life. So stress comes to us in all directions, literally every direction of our life. It can be from our lifestyle, from the toxins that we're taking in, from poor nutrition, from over-exercising, from not recovering enough after exercising because we feel so, like a lot of people who are like dieting or trying to change their body, they'll exercise 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day. And that is not good for the body. That creates toxicity in the body. Poor sleep, negative self-talk, judgment of other people, work life, kids, balancing everything. All of that is creating stress. When the body is stressed, it releases chemistry in the system that shuts down the digestive system. It wreaks havoc on our hormones. It stores body fat. It diminishes your immune system, and it makes life feel just like not so awesome. So we don't really want to add to stress, and we want to ideally take in nutrients that that diminish the impact, and that then reduce that chemistry that happens in the body when we're stressed. So that's like the perfect storm for feeling terrible: toxicity, stress, and nutritional depletion. And this is where I was 2 years ago. I'm telling you, I felt like doo-doo. And I called Patty and I said those words, those 3 words, I am ready. And I didn't care really at that time. I didn't care what it was. And it was only after my body told me the truth that it worked, because it did, that I got curious about what it was. So I'm going to introduce you in a second to a couple of really cool, amazing people that are people who have been using the system and using the products for some time, and have them share their story with you, because it's, you know, it's just cool to hear what other people have to say. But there's 3 products that are sort of the pillars of health in our system. And the first one is called, it's called Isagenix Supreme. I was going to give you photos, but my PowerPoint crashed and our website is down. So there was another perfect storm happening. So I'm just going to tell you, so you can just imagine this pretty bottle with an orange label called Isagenix Supreme. This is by far my favorite product. If I had to give up every product and just keep one, this is the one I would keep. It's got 72 of those trace minerals, those minerals that we just don't get from our soils anymore. It's got antioxidants. It's got a full complex of B vitamins. It's a little juice that you take. It's like apple flavored. You can make it as a hot tea. You can take it as a shot in the morning. You can add it to your shake. It is awesome. It supports energy production. It supports physical performance, recovery, and most of all, the body's ability to combat that stress chemistry. So that is like the first thing that we do every single day, is start our day with that Isagenix Supreme. My college student takes this. He takes it twice a day, and it's just like he's quit his Starbucks addiction because of it, not because it's a stimulant, but just because it makes him feel so awesome. The next pillar is the shake that I was telling you about. It's the Isagenix shake. It's a whey protein shake. We do have a non-dairy line for people who are vegan or who really can't do dairy, but our main shake is our whey shake. It's called Isagenix shake. It's 24 grams of undenatured whey protein sourced from happy cows in New Zealand, living on a farm, eating grass, being milked in season. Like, these are good, happy, awesome cows. And the undenatured process means that it was not heated while it was being pasteurized and while that whey was being extracted. So the amino acids are intact and the enzymes are intact. And remember, we need the enzymes in order to digest our food, in order to absorb our food. Within that shake is a full complex of vitamins. There's digestive enzymes in there. There is probiotics in there. All the stuff that makes your belly happy and makes you feel satisfied and delivers those nutrients to those cells. It literally unlocks your cells to put those nutrients in there. So I can't say enough about these shakes. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. They're awesome. Also no artificial colors, flavors, soy, GMOs, all that stuff. I'm talking fast because I feel like we're running out of time. The third product is our cleanse for life. So there's a couple different ways that we can cleanse the body. You can do a 24-hour cleanse. You can do a 48-hour cleanse, or you can just cleanse at night, take a little shot of cleanse before you go to bed. The thing I will tell you is the thing that freaks people out the most is they think, oh God, I'm going to drink this cleanse and I have to sit by a bathroom all day. Absolutely not. This is not a colon cleanse. It's a cellular cleanse. It's taking the bad stuff out of your cells, so it's making room for the good stuff. That's all it's doing. And there's no laxatives. There is no diuretic or anything like that in there. It's an aloe vera based liquid that tastes like pomegranate juice that is super nourishing to the gut lining and the gut flora. And it's just awesome. It supports cardiovascular health, brain health, and digestive health. And it's like a nutritional power punch during an intermittent fast. So we, as coaches in this group, this Team Weightless group that I've created, we work with our people and make sure that they understand exactly how to do the cleanse that's right for them. So you're going to want to, if this is like resonating with you at all and you want to try it, you want to say those words, I am ready. You want to reach back out to the person that introduced you or invited you to come here, or the person who showed you this video, and get their help to get started. Don't just go to isagenix.com or go to Google and do it yourself, because then they're just going to send you a big box of stuff and you're going to go, what the heck am I supposed to do with all this? You want somebody to walk you through and be with you every step of the way. And that's what we do. That's what our team's for. And we are awesome. And with that, I'm going to introduce you to some of them. So the first, I'm going to go ladies first. Kate is a good friend of mine. Our kids go to school together. Kate, are you back?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can see you too.
My son was just talking to me out the door, so let me just shut him out. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay.
Kate, we're going to get cut off in like 10 to 12 minutes. So if you can keep it to like 5
minutes,
then we'll have time for Scott.
Okay, 3 minutes. So I just jotted down really quickly when you were talking about toxicity, stress, and nutritional deficiency, and that was basically me. Just really quick, I had my little dance with cancer, and so I was feeling awful and sick and fat and bloated and bald and pretty much everything. So it was just time to, once I was finished, and I knew about Julie and I knew about Isagenix. And again, I was sort of the same as her, my hands up, like, not right now. And then I started to tear when you just said that to Patty, because that basically was what I said to you. Julie was like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I can't do this anymore. So everything that you said, I don't need to repeat, because I believe my story is somewhat similar to yours. I think the thing I want to share the most is how surprised I was at, I'm checking my notes, but just how easy it is and how I'm never hungry. As long as I follow the system and do what I'm supposed to be doing, I'm never hungry. And by that, I mean, I'm never craving, right? So like, I don't feel in any way deprived of anything, really, honestly. And the other big piece for me was the cleansing. I love cleanse days. And I'd done juice cleanses before where you're like ready to eat the arm off your child, while you're making them dinner. So I love this cleanse too. The Isagenix cleanse. So just to keep it really short, I mean, I'm a believer, and I'm in, and I've lost weight, and I've gone on vacation last week where I drank and ate and did all that stuff, and I'm not up or down any weight at all, which is shocking.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing how that happens?
I kind of like think my scale's broken. I got on it 3 times this morning, and I'm like, this can't be right. But there's like no anything. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I kept it really brief. Is that enough of like?
Yeah, it's awesome, Kate. I really wanted you to share your story because, I've adored you for a long time. And when you were going through your journey with cancer, I had this feeling like I want to put good food in her body, and I don't want to make it hard for her. So,
because I felt awful, and I had no nutrition, and I was full of stress and literally full of toxins. Oh, and one really cool thing that was very surprising to me, and then I'll let you pass it on because I don't want to use up all our time. I'm sure you've all heard of chemo brain, and I really legitimately suffered from it. Loss of words, loss of all kinds of stuff. I absolutely 100% believe that Ionix has helped, because it was literally within like that first month that I wasn't, I'm patting my dog because I don't know if you can hear
That's okay.
That words were coming back, all of that, the recall, all that kind of stuff. So I really believe Ionix was a player in that.
That's awesome. Oops, geez. Hold on. I don't know what just happened. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Oh, there you are. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna to click over to Scott now. So Kate, if you want to just put yourself back on mute. I thank you and I love you, and thank you so much for sharing that story. So I'm gonna have you mute. And Scott, if you're there, can you unmute?
Hey. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are. So I'm going to mute myself because otherwise every time I breathe, my face is going to pop back up here. So I'm going to mute myself and just let you do your thing.
Don't breathe. So I'll keep it short and simple. So I started probably 7 weeks ago. I'd never even heard of Isagenix. I actually maybe saw it on John Rahm's golf shirt. And then Julie sent something out on Facebook, and I contacted her. My comment wasn't what you guys said. I'm ready. It was, my main comment was, can I still have a drink every now and then? If we can, then I can go all in. But I started out probably like I did the yo-yo for the past like 3 years. First I was 195 to 205, up and down. Then it was 200 to 210, then 205 to 215, and then I don't know what happened. Somehow 215 easily became 220 to 225. So wasn't going to the gym as much. We had somewhat of a newborn, so I probably used that as an excuse. It was probably very toxic. Definitely was. And like bad pain, I have arthritis from some old hockey injuries, but just generally not feeling well. I've always ate fairly well, so I don't think that was a huge issue. But it just was not in a good spot. So I decided to start going back in the gym probably in October, November, December, and at least I sustained my weight. It didn't, increase over the holidays. And then I started this, so I dropped 5 or 10 pounds there. I was like at 225. That was the highest I've ever been. So Julie got me involved, or invited me to take a look at it, and I'm very like, if you give me direction, it doesn't matter if you put a can of tuna and a shake and something and say, eat this, I can do it for 30 days straight. I see the end game versus just a short-term fix. I think the first 30 days I probably dropped 10 to 15 pounds, but I don't think I was doing it right. I don't think I was eating enough. I was because I'm busy enough where I didn't go on the site or look at anything. I just was like, take my shake, take these pills, go to bed, and cleanse once a week. So I think, so that actually was fine because it just got me accustomed. Once I started figuring out, okay, if I'm working out, I got to replace some of those calories. And that in and of itself has got me looking into this. I still haven't dove deep into it, but I do know that I'm pretty much following the system that I should to be able to replace what I'm burning. And I was saying I cheat every now and then, but I guess I just choose to make those, food and maybe have a beer or a glass of wine every now and then. But I think I just hit like 7 weeks and I just hit my 20-pound mark. And I haven't really worked out too much the last week and a half. I have a knee injury that I'm going to get checked out. But at the end of the day, I figured out I wasn't in it for a month. Like I wasn't, I've done some of those before, but I knew that, with a proper mix of good diet and then exercise, and I'm not going crazy in the gym, that I could at least stop that yo-yoing and start working my way down. So what surprised me the most since I've been doing it is that once I actually started, actually feeling my body correctly, even after a couple of weeks of doing it, is that I don't have cravings, but when I do trigger, when I do trigger, I'm hungry, I have the right stuff. Yeah. Got things all over my office, things all over the house. The only thing that I'm not good at now is figuring out, quantities of stuff. So like I'm out of Supreme, which I should get this week, but it's been great. I've got more energy. I think my memory's coming back a little bit better, but don't tell my wife that. Yeah. She could probably hear me, but I sleep a lot better. I recover much better from my workouts. I think Julie asked me within the first couple of weeks how I felt in terms of like inflammation. I used to have hands where I couldn't even grasp, like literally hold my daughter. I haven't had that. And I think literally, could I be down 30 pounds right now? Yeah, but I knew it wasn't going to be a short-term fix. So, and the craziest thing, and I'll end it as this is, even in a small town where we live here in Princeton, where you think you see everybody often, I hadn't seen people for 4 to 6 weeks, and people were literally asking me, "Are you okay?" As if I'm sick. And I said, "Yeah, I'm totally fine. I'm just, I'm on this thing." And so now people are starting to say, like, "What is that?" So with the help of Julie and Patty, I'm just deflecting to them. And I said, "Listen, you guys talk to them. They, it's great." So I'm grateful for it.
Oh, you froze. All right.
Sorry, incoming calls.
No.
You there? So my wife's now substituted out of her GNC stuff into the Isagenix. Now she, it's just great. So I'm actually starting to get a little bit more involved, just learning what I should be using, trying some new products. I'm waiting for them to come out with some hair replacement stuff, and maybe teeth whitening. But besides that, I'm all in. It's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for that. And one of the funniest stories that I heard from you in our conversations about what was shifting for you, Scott, was when you took your e-shot before you went on the ice to play a hockey game. And then the first time you were doing it, like you didn't do your e-shot, you played hockey on a cleanse day and you had to, like, you'd only play like 7 minutes or something. And then the second time you had your e-shot before your hockey game and you played 44 of 46 minutes, whatever it was, a couple minutes shy of a whole game, and then you got kicked out because you were too feisty. That made me so happy.
Dude, now I do a half a e-shot.
That's funny.
All right. Well, I'll mute and let you go on. Thank you.
Okay. So you guys, everyone who's here, who's listening, that's just a little glimpse into our team, and you can see some of the other little thumbnails that are, if you scroll up across the top or the bottom, wherever it is on your screen, you can see some other people that are here on our team. And we're like super, super excited about this opportunity and about this way of feeding our body. And what I like to start people with when we're starting is how I started. So everybody that I bring on board starts with that 30-day system, because it really is the best way to bring your body back into balance. And then after the 30 days, we can work on tweaking it. We can work on increasing athletic performance, or we can work on losing more weight, or we can work on like energy and aging, like whatever it might be. And then the extra little bonus, or big bonus, depending upon how you look at it, is that this is a network marketing company, and it works because we love it and we share it with other people. And when you share it with other people, Isagenix says, hey, thanks, and they send you money. So I'm not sending anybody on my team money. And so I'm like, I have the same resources that every single person who enrolls does. I pay the same price that every single person who enrolls does. But when I tell people about it, just like I would tell people about a really awesome movie that I saw or a really awesome hair cutter that I have, Kate Bricker, they send me a bonus. They send me a thank you bonus, and it just grows and grows and grows from there. So it is absolutely possible to replace an entire income doing this if that's something that you want. So, the name of our team is Team Weightless, and for me, weightless means not having to worry. It means not having to worry about my health or where I'm going to get my kids' tuition from, or where, how I'm going to pay for my dog's x-ray. She just had to have x-rays a couple weeks ago because she had pneumonia. It also means feeling really like in flow and like energized and like life is good and I'm connected to the people that I love. So there's a whole system around feeling weightless, and this is an important integral part of it. So, it's not a deprivation program. We eat lots of good food. We supplement our food with these really amazing resources and tools that literally reteach our body how to use the nutrients that we take in. So, and I'm a believer, and I swore to God I would never do this. And so here I am, and all I can say is that like my body is my barometer. Like the way I feel, the way I look, the way I exist in my skin is my barometer. So that's my little plug. So again, if this is something, if you liked what you saw and you're curious about what we're up to and you want to check it out, there's a couple things that you can do. Like right now, you can do it. You can go to Facebook if you're a Facebook user, and you can ask to join Team Weightless. It's not the page. There's a Team Weightless page that I created, but there's no content on there yet, so you don't want to do that one. But there's a Team Weightless group. It's a private group, so you would just go to that group and ask to join, and we'll add you. You can meet everybody. You can read all the stuff that we've been up to. And if you can't find it, just message me and I will add you. So that's something you can do right now and go in there and check out. The other thing is you can reach out again to the person that shared this with you. If it's me, if I'm the one that shared this with you, or if you want me help finding the person who shared it to you, you can definitely message me on Facebook or email me at hello@juliefelsher.com. That's my email address. And we'll get you set up. It takes 3 or 4 days to get this stuff delivered to your doorstep. My UPS man is like my best friend, and hopefully my next person that I'm going to get started because he's asking me lots of questions. And that's all I got. So if you're ready to say those 3 words, I am ready, then I am ready too. I'm ready to be here for you. I'm ready to be your cheerleader. I'm ready to help you set goals and hold you accountable. So that's all I got. Patty, before we get booted off, do you want to say something real quick?
Just thank you, and I love you, and you're wonderful, and I'm so glad you finally were ready.
Me too. All right, everyone. So this is recorded. This video is recorded. I will upload it and post it for you guys so that you can share it with other people if you'd like. And I'll say goodnight there. All right. Bye, everyone.